Hey pipe smokers, Briarleaf00 here. Today I'd like to do a short topic video. Today's topic is going to be cellaring. Now, I have mentioned cellaring in many, if not most, of my previous videos, reviews really. So I thought I would expand a little bit upon that and define it for those who perhaps are not familiar with the term. Now I know most of you out there who are going to be viewing this video, most of my subscribers are very well aware of what cellaring is, but in case there are a few of you out there who aren't particularly familiar with the term, I thought I would go ahead and expand upon it a little bit. Okay, now what is cellaring? Cellaring simply is collecting tobacco, storing it to be smoked at a later date. You can look at your tobacco cellar as essentially your tobacco stash or your tobacco collection. And mainly the difference between what I would call my cellar tobaccos and my rotation tobaccos are my cellar tobaccos are sealed and put away for a future date, whereas my rotation tobaccos are open and being smoked to one extent or another currently. Okay, now why do I personally cellar tobaccos? Well, I have two main reasons. Number one, for aging purposes, I like to age my tobaccos. I've had some really wonderful results aging tobaccos. Why do I and others age tobaccos? Well, simply, there are some very substantial benefits to aging tobacco if one has the money and patience to do so. Tobaccos can increase in boldness, flavor, and complexity. They can become sweeter, fuller. They can also become more smokable. Aging can take off the rough edges of many blends that show those rough edges at a younger age. Of course, there are some more particular aspects to aging that I will get into in a soon-to-be-made video. I will be putting that one up, hopefully within the next week or so. And there are some other aspects to be discussed when it comes to aging, but simply when it comes to cellaring, aging is my first reason. Now, my second reason for cellaring tobaccos, and at this point in time, for me, this is the most important reason, is as a hedge, if you will, against future price increases. Right now, I feel like there are certainly some issues in terms of the cost of tobacco. You've got really two main factors. You've got the sort of production market side of things, and then you've got the taxation side of things. And unfortunately, it looks as if there could be some rather substantial tax increases coming down the pike rather soon. Unfortunately, the legislative situation when it comes to tobacco is very complicated and very muddled. Of course, there are a lot of different factors with the cigarette companies and, roll your own tobacco and cigars and pipes, and this all gets kind of balled up into one. And I'm not going to take the time right now to parse that apart. I'm simply going to say that I am concerned personally for what might come in the sort of short to medium term future. Also, there's also another side to it, which is essentially protecting myself against the possibility of harder times, times when I don't necessarily have the money to spend on pipe tobacco. I have a nice sort of buffer or cushion there to fall back on, because I do enjoy my pipes, and I really do not foresee any period of time in the future whatsoever where I'm not smoking my pipes. So in order to do so, I've got to have the baccy, and a cellar helps me, achieve that sort of security, if you will. Now, for me personally, I have actually instituted a sort of self-imposed moratorium, if you will, on pipe purchases. That's been going on for about the last 12 months. It's been about a year since I purchased my last pipe. And instead, I've taken my monthly tobacco budget, which is not particularly large, and spent it all on my cellar. So at this point, I've begun to build if not substantial, well, at least substantial to me, cellar. And I'm quite happy with my choices. I just think that the fluctuations that we are seeing and will see in the pipe tobacco market are going to be much bigger and less predictable than what we will see in the pipe market. So with that in mind, I feel like I've got much more time in the future to go ahead and build my pipe collection, which I certainly will do, and very much look forward to doing so. But for right now, I feel like it's most prudent and it's just in my best interest right now to go ahead and purchase pipe tobacco and make that the priority when it comes to my pipes and tobacco budget. Okay, well, I think that pretty much sums up what cellaring is, why I cellar, some of the benefits of cellaring. If any of you out there are, like I said earlier, I know many of you are, if you're familiar with this topic and there's something that I missed that you think is pertinent to the conversation, pop on down in the comments and let me know. All right, well, I hope all of you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you get a little bit out of it. All right, well, I hope you're doing well. Take it easy, everybody.